Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And so today is Health Freedom Tuesday in my world on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So we're talking about health and balancing your wealth for spiritual entrepreneurs who want to have that more life-work balance as you pursue your business, your purpose, your passion in life. We want to be taking care of ourselves. I want to be taking care of me. I want you to be taking care of you. My goal is to live to 100. And so health really does matter. It's only when hey, welcome. It's only when we haven't got our health is when we're like, oh, okay, yeah, it was really important. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for catching me in the first minute. You were quick. Awesome. So how's your health? How is your health? How are you taking care of your health? So again, welcome. So balancing health and wealth is a really big, hairy deal. I usually share on this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast what is going on for me. I ask what is going on for you as you journal, as we set intentions, as we see the vision for our health. My big vision and soul mission is to improve the mental health and well-being of our nation and our future generation, one person at a time. And that starts with me. It starts then with my students and with you. As you make your difference in the world, as you look after yourself, and you have a ripple effect with your family. So that is why I'm here, balancing that health and that wealth. So it's something I don't really take lightly. I kind of show up every single day because I want to live into that vision and that mission and see the ways that I can support the mental health and well-being of our nation and our future generation. So again, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you are, which social you're on. I'm streaming out on my YouTube podcast and all on the socials and within the Soul Legacy Academy. And as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I want to support my students in their health, right? And because I talk about launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. And our legacy, whether it's, health, thank you for the love, whether it's our health and our well-being, we're passing that on. Through our mental health, we're passing that on, right? We have that impact in the world, right? That influence. And so whether that's through our emotional health, our physical, hey, love, how you doing? Thank you for joining me, Sydney. It says nobody's on. I got the love, but it says nobody's on. Thank you. So our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, our what else? Our social health, our spiritual health, our environmental health, our relationship with others, healthy relationship with money, healthy in our business, all the things, like really literally bringing in absolutely everything into a weekly check-in of how is your health. And I know for you, Sydney, I've been doing the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I know that you and somebody else were under the weather a few weeks ago now. And obviously it's great to then, take care of your health and see that recovery kicking in, because when we don't feel ourselves and we are under the weather and we don't feel great, we're not going to be at our best to do our work in the world. And some things that we can prevent and some things that just happen. But let's try and make sure that we can balance that health and that wealth as much as possible, and definitely up here, the mental health. So on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, Sydney, know how this podcast goes. And the first segment is just asking, how do we feel? Journaling that, like every single day I'm coming live, sharing my highs, my successes and my lows, how do you feel today? And so the way that we do our rating of checking in with how we feel on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is to say, are we in soul funk or are we in soul flow around our health, right? Every single day we're checking on a different area. So that essentially becomes 4 times in a month. And if we're feeling not so great, then it's checking in, seeing what we can do. And if we're feeling great, acknowledging that and being really grateful, because it's oftentimes when we don't feel that great that's in our awareness and we're like, oh, I feel like rubbish. But when we're feeling great, it's like, do you acknowledge it? So how do you feel? So I would say that my rating for my health is an 11. Your girl is vibing high. mental health, emotional health, physical health, all the things. I set intentions last week, which is what we do on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, set intentions and visualize how we want to launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day, right? And what actions, soul guided actions, can we take? And I've honored the actions that I said that I was going to take. I've been taking my vitamins. I've even started taking my protein again, and I've started to do my daily exercises and practices, and it feels amazing. So what are you doing to support your own health and well-being? How are you balancing that? Do you have time, right? Because we all have 24 hours in a day, right? Are you sleeping well? And to be fair, I think I've got the most sleep in this last month that I have in 20 years or something. Like literally, like I don't know what's going on, but I'm not complaining. I'm still being productive. But that's one of the things that I wanted to work on before, was my sleep. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to start working on it. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a lot more sleep than I have done in years since been carrying my son, since being pregnant with Darnell, which is almost 30 years ago. And then with Mia, my daughter, like, I don't even know what happened. I was studying, I was doing uni, and I'd be up in the middle of the night cleaning the house, doing all things. When we say we don't have enough time in the day, I used to create time. I used to make time, like literally create time, like out of the times when you're doing different things. So how do you feel? Let me know. Sydney, how do you feel? Hopefully you feel really great. If you were with me last Tuesday and you journaled out your rating, does it differ from today? And if it's low, that's okay. If it's high, that's great. Set the energy forth between now and next week of the things that you want to include in your day, how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, regarding your health, regarding your mental health, your physical health, your social health, your environmental health, your spiritual health, all the health. And so I help you along with this, not because I'm a health expert, but just because of my experience. And we know our own bodies intuitively. We know our own bodies, and we know what really has worked. We know what we've done. Yes, we have different seasons where we might have to adapt certain things, but we know what works for us intuitively. We can be guided to what works. We don't need, it's all the things. And I was listening to the book for today, and I listened to it last week, actually. The author meant it's called Healthy as F. And she was saying, I'm going to give you the holy grail of what it is to be healthy. Here it is. And it was the sleep, the nutrition, and the water, the exercise. It's like, duh, just do it consistently. You know what it is, right? And choose exercise that suits you. Choose the things that make you feel alive. I love to do that. Balancing my health and wealth is not just doing things because somebody else said to go and do them. It's what works for you and your body. And when we do that, we elevate our vibration, and we raise our vibrational frequency, which is the intention of this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So what are you going to be doing over this next week to raise your frequency, whether it's through the water, the sleep, the kinds of food that you're eating? And I will say that I'm eating clean again. I hadn't for a while, as I made these transitions, and I'm, moving, and I'm doing all these things. There's some things that just go off, right? And that was all. And I'm always saying, I am someone that does drop off sometimes, and I'm okay. I give myself grace with it. So have you dropped off lately? Get back on. And what is it going to take to get back on? So how we launch our day, lead our day again, and leave our day, that's our legacy. And what we're doing with those around us, we're modeling, right? We're modeling. We have a responsibility and a duty to our next generation, and to show them. There's lots of times that we didn't know what to do because, or our parents didn't know what to do, or our caregivers, and they didn't know what they know now. What we know now, what we claim to know now, that we probably are ignoring and not passing on, right? So the people that I work with, and including Sydney, healing, and that's health and well-being. Do you take care of yourself, or do you just go around taking care of others and think that they're deserving of it because you want to make a difference in the world when you're forgetting you? Like, it doesn't make sense. And we often do that. And that's okay, as long as we call ourselves out and we change it, right? So the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I want to say, how do you feel? Again, how are you going to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day is that one segment. The next segment is how you visualize. So I want to talk about the vision board. We know that vision boards work, how we visualize. And sometimes as we, I like to say grow younger. There's different things that we'll be doing. There's some things that worked or some things that we might have had the energy for. I used to do Insanity, and not say I'll never do it again. But right now in this season, I don't tend to do it when I'm 50 now, but I don't tend to do it when I've got lots of things going on. But I have found a workout and it feels really super easy. I feel almost guilty, not quite, because it's 20 minutes, it's 18 minutes to be fair. And it's really super easy. And I think, is this even gonna work? Like with the Insanity, it's insane. Like it's really, really hardcore. And the book again that I was listening to today, Healthy as AF, the author was talking about, and I took some notes on this actually. So I'm going to go into the book. I normally go into the book at the end, but I'm going to go into it now. She says about success, right? What's your vision for success for yourself in terms of your health? We do the vision board and we break each area down in your life. And this applies to all areas of your life. She was talking about health. She brought in other areas. So when we visualize on our vision board, we break down our life and we see, okay, well, what would success look like for you? What does success look like in terms of your health, your body, your mind, your spirit, soul? Put those things on your vision board. Put a picture of you on your vision board as well. I will be doing my vision board challenge again next week. Second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time. I would love to see you on there. Sydney, I'd love to see you on there as well. If you're available, if you're free, if not, you can watch the replay. You'll see that at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and I go live. It's free. It's lit. I love it. I'm really looking forward to it. The last time I did it was July, and I will do it annually in December so that we can see this vision manifesting. So this author was sharing in the book, I was listening to it on Audible, Healthy as AF. I can't remember her name, but she was talking about success. And she said, oftentimes we think that, success, I know we really don't, but we do. Success is overnight. Like, oh, so-and-so got this massive success overnight. And she used Madonna as an example. And she used the timeline, my daughter's messaging. She used the timeline of like Madonna's hits. Like she could have looked like she just overnight blew up. When really, in reality, the real story behind the scenes is she worked her butt off. Like her routines and her schedule, and just was grueling compared to anybody else. She would outshine and outwork anybody else on her craft. And so when we think of people getting big breaks, like they're just like a super successful and overnight success. And it's not really like that. She uses the example of like an athlete, an Olympian. It's like, oh, they look like, they're super tight. Well, really, they've been doing their grind 3 and 4 times a day. Boxers, my cousin Nicola Adams, she was saying like how much he had to practice to get to that standard. Like every single day, I think it was like 3 times a day or something like that. Like it's not, when you see people doing really, really well, they're committed to their craft. What else you say about basketball players, swimmers, not taking days off, like being there, like being great and practicing. When you think, oh, they can afford to take time off, they're amazing, but they don't. They keep beating at it. And so when we think of spiritual business success, as that's what I talk about on the Soul Legacy TV, it's not gonna happen overnight. It just doesn't. Like as I do this 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, I don't even know what episode it is, and I don't even know how many lives I've done. But it's like she says that and reminds us that it's those tiny little things, the habits that we have every single day that compound. And then she used the example of compound interest. It's telling me that I've done, this is episode 58. It's giving me a reminder on my Facebook about compound interest. It doesn't sound sexy, doesn't sound fun. with money, like saving, but then the interest gets interest on the interest. And then it's like, oh, wow, it's the holy grail. So with our health and our fitness and our physical health and our mental health and our emotional health and our environmental health and our spiritual health is those little things that we do every single day. And that's why I say, what are we going to do this week, just for these 7 days? How are we going to show up, speak out, and serve deep? But also, how are we going to look after ourselves while we're doing that, so we can feel our best, so we don't feel like a fraud, we're getting enough sleep, we're looking after ourselves, we're taking care of ourselves, and we're not pointing our finger saying, I can help and heal you, when we don't help and heal ourselves. Again, makes no sense. Like, that's why I'm committed to doing what I'm doing with the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So I just wanted to frame this episode with that. Again, I usually leave the book to the end, and it just felt right to put it there, to just discuss that there, because it's all of the 7 freedoms: the contribution freedom, our health freedom, our emotional freedom, our environmental freedom, our relationship freedom, our spiritual freedom, and our financial freedom. That goes all of the habits. It's not just that one thing, that one-time thing. It's those tiny little things that we do that we don't even necessarily want to do every single day. I don't want to show up and speak out every single day, but your business is not going to be a success overnight, and somebody else is not going to do it for you. They're not, right? They're not going to do it for. Why would somebody come and do your stuff when they've got to do their stuff? Why should they do double because you don't want to do any, or minimal? Or why then should your, sell clients come and say, invest in you and invest in your business when you're not investing in yourself? I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying doing things consistently helps. All right. So we've done the rating for today. We've done the how you launch your day, how you lead your day. What does that look like for you? Like being the best badass version of you. And I'm doing it. I'm in a season where all day, literally all day today, I've sat at this desk, right? Well, you think, well, that's not really, really healthy. But do you know what? To be successful at what I'm doing, I've got to put the hours in. But in the same vein, I'm doing my little bit of exercise. I'm keeping myself grounded. I'm taking breaks. I'm doing what I need to do, and looking after getting the sleep, and doing what I need to do to get there. But it's not like, oh, I'm not in pain. I feel really good. And walking as well, and eating right and drinking, as much as I should. And I feel good. I feel really good. So, I'm not saying that every season's going to be an easy season. Sometimes we have to double down. Again, the Madonnas of the world, they double down. They've done more work. They've got a ridiculous work ethic. I remember hearing Will Smith years and years ago just saying, I would die on a treadmill. Like I'm not getting off. I will die being on that treadmill. His work ethic is ridiculous. And I've got that work ethic. I'm not saying everybody has to have that work ethic, but if you want to be at a certain standard, then, you've got to put at least more than the average in to get more than the average out. And I was watching, the Rich House, Poor House. I was talking about this on Sunday in Financial Freedom, and seeing what people are willing to do in those that are in the top 10% versus those that are in the bottom 10%. And I'm not saying that people don't work hard and they don't. It's the kinds of things that you're doing and educating yourself on what to stop doing and letting go, and what to do that's going to move the needle forward for you. So next segment. Okay. Let's pull the card for today. I know that you'll love that, Sydney, and thank you for being on the call with me, the networking call yesterday, and pulling the card. It was amazing. Loved it. So Keepers of the Light is the card deck, the Oracle card deck that I use. It's the only one that I've got. Sydney's got like about 100, but I haven't got one. So this is the card for today. It is, I don't even know how to say it. Oh, you can't even help me, Sydney. Oh, what does this TH? Does it say Kuf Muri? Kuf. Oh, you'll have to say it. It's Kuthumi. I should have practiced, shouldn't I? I can't say it. Like a roof, I suppose. Kuf. Moody? I don't know. Mooney? I don't know. Cloak of wisdom. Anyway, I could sit there and like try and figure it out. I've got early dyslexia, guys. I'm sorry. You already know that you already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Thank you. Can I get an amen? Sydney says, I was visualizing the cells of my lungs restoring themselves. Oh, while you were under the weather? Really? Wow. I love that. I've been visualizing like I'm of a certain age and I've got grey hair and my hair's thinner and all the things, and stress doesn't help. I don't feel stressed now, but I did when I had the kids for a year, and I'm like, okay, it affects me. Grief's affected my hair. Anything, that's where it'll come, because I've got a strong mind, so it'll come out in my body and I'm conscious of it. And I've been doing that. Like, don't like worry about it. Don't point to it. Don't what have you. Just visualize it and help it along and really take care of it and stuff. I love that. Okay, cool. I can't do the bit in the middle. Through me. Cool through me? She's trying, might be the pronunciation. Thank you, love. You're such a star. You're always going to recommend. I don't think that's well. How what you've got is probably right. I have no clue. Kufumi. Okay, let's see. Kufumi. But why can't they just write it like that on the thing then? Like, literally. Okay, let me read it so I can stop being embarrassed. I'm not really embarrassed. Okay. Oh, wait, look. It says the pronounce it. Kutumi. Kutumi. C-O-T da hyphen H-U-M-I. Kutumi. Ah, you see, I'm not the only one. That's why. Pronounce Kutumi. I got it. I got it. You girls got it. Is an ascended master who appears as a well-dressed Indian man with a golden aura. His teachings were brought to the world by Madame Blavatsky in the 19th century. There are many different theories as to his true identity. Many believe he was a wandering man known as a rishi in India, dedicated to yay, I know. We got it. We got it. Eventually. I should have just looked at the book, shouldn't I? I know that they do that, but yeah, I thought I'd have a guess. Okay, many believed he was a wandering man known as Rishi in India, dedicated to walking the path of spirit with very few material possessions. That is what we were talking about yesterday, right? Sydney, walking that path and relieving ourselves, just releasing those possessions. It's definitely what I've been doing over this last 6 months. Others believe him to have been well educated, Sikh spiritual leader who has given the pseudonym to protect his true identity. I believe that he lived a high life, but through spiritual practice, can I get an amen, was able to let go of his need for material possessions. I think that's where you're at, Sydney. That's amazing. Love that. Now he helps light workers go beyond the limits set by others and cultivate a personal connection to God. And I just say universe because I'm not religious. Extended message: knowledge is learned, wisdom is remembered. Oh, that's big. Knowledge is learned, wisdom is remembered. You are in a real cloak of wisdom now, like Kutumi. You have been on a wandering path. Try to find answers through study and insight of others. But now you are uncovering the truth of your own soul. Oh, this is big. Your soul is leading the way and you are being encouraged to follow. Absolutely. The fog is clearing, thank goodness. The light has come and is shining on you. Can I get an amen? Your soul is saying yes to your cheerleader. See that? I didn't even know it said that. Follow it and trust the endless wisdom within you. Go, go, go. So that is for me and that is for you as well. I absolutely love that. That resonated with me so much. I absolutely love that. Thank you for that card today. Oh, Keepers of the Light. That's beautiful. Every single card. And I can't remember who it was. I was listening to the book. Was it Gabby Bernstein, Universe Has Your Back? Saying was it? I can't remember who it was, but anyway, just saying that whatever card you pick, you're in resonance with it. That's why it comes to you. And I never thought of it like that. I know it's obvious and you guys will know, but I hadn't thought of it like that. I'm like, oh, because you're like, oh, that card really resonates. I haven't written down in my journal. I don't even think I wrote down yesterday either. And if I don't write it down, I can't actually add it up for the week. So I was 11 yesterday, Health Freedom Tuesday 11. All right, let me see what we've got to cover. So we've done our rating. We talked about the vision board a little bit. Links are in the description, in the cards, in the show notes, sorry. We've done launching our day, leading our day. We've done the soul-guided actions. We've done the card, talked about the book, gratitude, and the soul income game. And then we're done. And then I'll invite you to that's like a super quick one today. We'll see what gratitude does. All right. So the way that we do gratitude, and hopefully you'll do it with me, you can soul speak it into existence. I say, I raise my vibration, right? We want to raise the vibration of the collective. It starts with us, one person at a time, us. So if I raise my vibration, you raise your vibration as a result of coming onto the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, then my work is done for the day. And whenever you're listening to this or watching this, is just like a really epic feeling to be able to soul speak into existence. So we do this, the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast way, which is for spiritual business success, because it's not just business that is the success, right? Not just the contribution and the finances, it's all of the things in between. And so health included. So we want to say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's high vibing, right? And pulling the energy of all the things that whether it's from the past, present, or predicted future. Sometimes when you're like, well, I don't really have that much to be grateful for. Everything's not going the way that I really want it. Well, in the past, you've had great memories. And in the predicted future, in order for you to manifest, before you manifest your vision board, then you're going to need to feel it. Going to need to feel that level that is on your vision board, and that's like the toughest thing ever. But we're not like holding on to it like massively. We know the direction that we want to go, and we're just flowing in that direction. We're not like manhandling it and micromanaging it. We've got our vision board. We play our vision board each day. I haven't played mine today actually, and that just is a gentle reminder of, oh, okay, what are some of the things that I could be grateful for that are on my vision board? And what are some of the things that I could be grateful for that I've actually had and received in the past, rather than have that doubt or that lack? Or what are some of the things that have gone really, really right? So that's where we go with it. And that's how we raise our vibration, right? And even if it doesn't look like your life is changing like overnight again, doing this on a daily, and I challenge you to do it for 50 days with me, and do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge as well. All right, so let's bring in the Seven Freedoms. So again, this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast stands for an acronym called the Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency, and they're based on living an intentional life. So I called them the Intentional Living Codes. That's my soul signature system. After going through a spiritual awakening, these were my spiritual ascension tools and I've alchemized them, and then I've packaged it up and brought it to you. So the Intentional Living Codes is your own code, your own dial, your own frequency of what works for you in this moment to be in alignment and bridge the gap with the vision that you want to manifest. That's why having the vision on the vision board is important, because you want to raise your vibration to match that or something better. If you don't know and you're not clear, asking it is given. But if you're not asking, how we get? And I watched the second Secret movie last night, and that was just a really beautiful reminder. I watched a movie, had some downtime, and it's really, really good. I really liked it. It's not like flashy like the Secret. I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard of that, Sydney? Let me know. You heard of watched the second Secret movie. It's just really subtle. It's quite a love story as well, so I'm a bit mushy like that. I loved it. All right, so let's bring in the Seven Freedoms Frequency. So I say I'm happy and grateful, and again, you can speak it out, write it down, do whatever you need to do in your journal. So I use my Soul Legacy gel. This is my video gel. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. In terms of contribution, let's see. My contribution in the world. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I'm able to publish my students, to have them be #1 best-selling authors. I love that with the Soul Legacy TV press. I love every student that comes in, shares their story, and we package it up, put it into a book around their business, and out pops a #1 bestseller. Happy and grateful for that. Happy and grateful and appreciate in terms of my health. Happy and grateful and appreciate my emotional health. Being at the level that I am, where I'm a witness and an observer to my emotions, feels really good. Happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the laughter that I have every single day. There's something to laugh at. There's something to be happy about. There's something to be grateful for. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the little things that pop up that I love. They just make me smile. I smile a lot every single day. Thank you for the love. For environment, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate. Do you know what I'm happy and grateful and appreciate? Never thought I'd say this. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate Tinder, the dating app, because I'm chatting to someone. I'll talk about relationships in a second. Chatting to somebody that I would not ever get to speak to that is really far away. I'm happy and grateful for this environment as well. Obviously, the online, I talk about that, but specifically, like, yeah, Tinder. Thank you, the Tinder bosses. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationships, forming them and forming a soul-to-soul connection over, like, just, I would say over the phone, but it's not really over the phone. Where we get absorbed into the phone, but it's not really. It's like it is, and it feels like it's online, but that's just the access, the portal to the world. It's just really weird. But I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. And again, I'll talk about it on Relationship Freedom Friday. I'm not going to reveal it now. But I'm happy and grateful. Happy and grateful for the relationship that I have with my daughter. She's got a new job and she's like messaging me in the morning and just sharing. I'm just like, oh, just bask in that. Beautiful. Happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality. Oh, what would I say? I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the guidance and the connection that you and I have, Sydney. Yesterday, when I was doing the networking call, I was like, well, you know, somebody hops up and then Sydney comes in, the synchronicities, the dance, the way that was, you couldn't have made it up. And Sydney pulled a card that was just a card about books and about just purpose and just all the things. Like, that is no coincidence. And I love that. That shows up in my day all day long. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome. Happy and grateful and appreciate doing my gratitude today. I hope you've done your gratitude. Hope you're going to do your journaling on your gratitude, because why would you not? Financial freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. Let's see what has been going on for me. My niece was going to treat me to a pizza. However, they didn't have any plant-based pizzas. But I was like, here you go. And she's like, no, I've got it. She actually forgot. And I'm sure she can hear me. She forgot to get me my pizza. I was like, what? But the fact that she was going to do that is just really beautiful. You know, when you think of something and you want something and then you just provided for in that moment. I love that. So I'm happy and grateful for that. It didn't actually come to fruition, but it was still there. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm happy and grateful for that. So let's do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, and then I will invite you to the monthly call. Again, thank you, Sydney, for jumping on that. I'm looking forward to the one in January. I don't think everybody's going to be jumping on because the first Monday in the month happens to be January the 1st, and everybody will be doing whatever they're doing, but it's okay. So we'll play the Soul Income game yet. What was the yet for? Can't remember what I said. I said lots of things. Can't remember. All right. So the Soul Legacy Journal. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. And I love this whole journaling process. All of what we're doing on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is basically my journal on a daily basis. So 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. And again, that's what I used as I was going through my spiritual awakening. And I call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So this journal, imagine, right, use your imagination, you got to visualize with me, gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. That's the commitment, the intentional living code's commitment to do this for 50 days with me. Commit to living an intentional life for 49 days straight, and see where it brings you. Be consistent, have that success, be the tiny little habits that we have, the way we show up for ourselves, right? So when we're showing up for ourselves and we are working for ourselves, we want to receive the financial freedom to be able to have the life that we want to afford. Now, again, I was watching the Rich House, Poor House, and I said on Sunday I would watch it, and I watched it last night, and I watched it this morning. And I said to my daughter, I watched Rich House, Poor House. If you've never seen it, you can YouTube it. And I watched it this morning. She goes, Mom, I love that program. And so basically, it's a program where families from the bottom 10% in the UK and families from the top 10% in the UK of income earning swap lives. And they swap and they have a very different experience. And this particular program that I watched today, actually this afternoon, the pizza, yeah, I know. It didn't come to fruition. I'm like, I go, did you get me the pizza? She was like, no. She was like, oh, I forgot. And she goes, no, I did look and there weren't any. I was like, what? And I'm not really super hungry anyway. It's like she was just going to the shop. She's like, would you like anything? I'm like, yeah, I'll have a pizza because her son asked for a pizza today. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could eat pizza. I think I've had like a couple of pizzas in the last 6 months. I couldn't find any when I was in the area that I was in London. So when you talk pizza, the jackfruit pizza, I'm like all in. So yeah, no pizza for me. I might pop to the shop and get one. So they experienced in these houses, and the one that I was watching today, they were so similar. Rich House, Poor House. The women, they had lost everything. They both, or one had lost everything, one was about to lose everything. I think they'd both gone through that experience. And the choices, they were like both into design and into business, into blah, 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 blah. Lots of different things, events that had happened in their lives, but they were so similar. And the lady that was in the Rich House had come from basically the same background as the lady who wanted to see different. And they both, at the end of that, the idea is to see if money makes you happy. It's not that money makes you happy. However, with your book that you recommended, Sydney, right, The Happy Pocket Full of Money, they both had said the stress and the worry, the ones that were in the rich house that went to the poor house and experienced their life for the week, were arguing about, she was arguing with her daughter, not proper arguing, but arguing and butting heads with what we're going to spend our money on. Like, I want this breakfast, I'm not eating that food. Or they wanted to have different experiences, and just they got to see a different life. And the lady who was in the poor house that went to the rich house, she got to dress herself in different clothing, and she just felt sick because she was spending this money. Like, the attachment to money is absolutely crazy. Like, it really is. And to say that when we say, oh, it's just it's just money, or it's not just at all. It's actually experiences in life that will take you to wherever it is that you want to go and have that pathway. So the more spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers that become in alignment with it, with that energy of the experiences that we can have in life, that we visualize, that we want to experience, that our soul is calling us to have, the better. The mental health and well-being of our nation and our future generation depends on it. Because when we watch things like that and we get to see how the other half live, like the rich, and then we see the poor, it's crazy. And the houses where they couldn't afford to put the heating on because they were cold, all these things, it's like, wow, just watch it. It's really, really insightful. So this Soul Legacy Journal I designed as a game. And so the game is the bank 50K in 50 days. So I give you a vibrational, the journal gives you a vibrational money voucher. So every single day you get £1,000, dollars, euros, wherever you are in the world. And what would you spend it on? So they got to, these families got to decide, oh, well, this is the budget for the week. One family in the poor house had like £150 for the week, and one had like 1,500 for the week. It's very different experiences for that week. In the poor house, they couldn't comprehend, like, that is a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I can't even believe that amount of money for a week. I can't even believe it. And it's that, you know, you're not going to, but you couldn't put them in that house and then run that house and run the businesses without knowing, without shifting here. Right. So what we want to do is spend the vibrational money and see who we be. So we spend it on the experiences, again, on the vision board. That's why I done the vision board, so that you can really see, okay, well, what kind of day would I have? What kind of clothes would I wear? What kind of holidays would I go on? What kind of experiences would I have in the day? Where would I go? Who would I go with? Where would I be in the world? What environments would I be in? Right? Put all those on your vision board and literally spend it. Go online, do whatever you need to do, and have a look and see how much specific things cost that you want to experience. Right? How we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day is our legacy. And we can gift to others. There's in this program, there's many people that give to others because they can. And so the idea is for the person in the rich house to help out the person in the family in the poor house by sharing their knowledge and their experience and gifting them like scholarships, or gifting them education, or gifting them, like, it's amazing. So, you know, we could do that for someone else, raise ourselves up, and we could do that for someone else. So what would you spend the money on? Go and spend it. You save tithe 10%, give it to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. It's a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. So that for me is a really worthy cause. What is your worthy cause? Every single day you're focusing on receiving and giving, receiving and giving. It's a cycle, and having those experiences. We come from the space that all our savings are taken care of. All of that. That's what the lady said on the rich house. She's like, I don't have to check my bank balance, right? So we come from the space, all our savings are taken care of, all of our taxes are paid, and I can't remember the other thing. And we don't pay, but all of our bills are taken care of, right? What would you spend it on? So write it down, journal it, and be in alignment with it, and ask the universe. It's not asking Iona Meade, it's asking the universe. And then the way will be shown how, right? The way will be shown how. Those ideas, those nudges, those synchronicities, the people, the resources, all those things, always be supported in that. That's the way the universal laws work. I didn't make it up. That's the way the law of vibration works. You raise your vibration to elevate at that frequency. It has to happen. It has to happen, even if it doesn't happen as fast as you think it should happen, which we all do, right? So that is it. I'm going to invite you to our monthly networking called the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. YouTube podcasting partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement. If you have a YouTube channel, want to start a YouTube channel, that is going to be the place to be. If you have a podcast, if you want to start a podcast, that is going to be the place to be, to form partnerships and to get accountability, to do what you say that you're going to do, to make a difference in the world, and to get featured and to go out there and be visible. That's the main thing, is coming together while we're setting those intentions, while we are getting ready. Bring your media kit. If you haven't done your own media kit, I have a 7-day, 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge based on your authorship and your authority. Your authorship being your book on Amazon, and your YouTube channel and your podcast on YouTube and podcast, right? It's amazing. I'm really looking forward to the project that I was doing today was formatting my book, my paperback book. It is just about done. I've just got to get the spine adjusted it's gone from a 273 pages to 290, I think. So I've got to get my Fiverr guy. I've messaged him, and, you know, hopefully he'll get that done tomorrow. I'd like him to do it today, to be fair. I'd like to wake up in my inbox and it'd be done. he did it already. He's done it already. And I needed to add blank pages, which I learned today. And so I'm good to go. And so then I will order it and do an unboxing. I'm excited about it. I'm so excited. Like, I've written the book, I've edited the book, I've formatted the book, I've done everything from start. There's nobody else's hand has been on this book. That is incredible for me. So yeah, that is it. It's all gravy. Hopefully you'll have an amazing rest of your day, and whatever time of day it is for you. I'm going to hop offline. Thank you for showing up, speaking out and serving deep. And again, share your gifts and shine your light, because you were born to serve. Here's to showing up, speaking out and serving deep. Be blessed in your soul purpose. Sydney, thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for spending the time on the replay, for watching. Share this out. Subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV Spiritual Business Success YouTube channel. Let me know that you watch this on the replay. Links are in the show notes to the Vision Board Challenge. Hope to see you on that. You can watch the replays. Come to the monthly call. Links are in the show notes in the description. Take care. See you soon. See you for Emotional Freedom Wednesday. Big love.